Hello, I hope you're having a great week so far. I am currently going through a book called Visual Theology by Tim Challies, I think, and Josh Byers. And I wanted to share a little bit of it with you today. And I'm not positive, but I think Joel Horn suggested this book to me. The first chapter is called Gospel. And it starts talking about how forgetful we are, and even in the simple things that we do often, like forgetting a code. And I know I often, as soon as I get out of my van, as I'm walking up to the kitchen door, start reciting that code just in case I have to use it. And before I unlock that door and the alarm starts blaring at me. Or how often do I have to drive back home to make sure I close the garage door? My husband's probably shaking his head because it's quite often. So we are forgetful in our physical lives or maybe just distracted, but we also are in our spiritual lives. That's why we celebrate Christmas and Easter every year. So we'll remind ourselves about the birth, the death, and the resurrection of Jesus. And that's also called the gospel. It's both an announcement of what Jesus has done, and it's also an experience. When we celebrate something, like maybe a wedding anniversary, I know that Brad and I will take the time to think about that day and how we felt and some things that happened in our wedding, and it just makes us feel a little bit closer to each other, and maybe with a renewed commitment to love each other a little more. As a Christian, I also need those reminders and times of reflection on what Jesus has done for me, not only remembering what the gospel is, but how it has changed me. I am a sinner, and Christ died for me. The book defined the gospel like this. Let me read it to you. God sent his son Jesus into the world in the power of the Spirit in order to live a perfect life, die a substitutionary death, and rise victorious from the grave. The gospel is offered to everyone so that all who believe this message are saved from their sins. In response, Christians are to take the message of the gospel throughout the whole world, testifying to the glory and the grace of God. There was also a quote by C.J. Mahaney, reminding ourselves of the gospel is the most important daily habit we can establish. I would like to challenge you to take a moment, sit down, and write out the gospel in very simple terms. You don't have to have big theological words. Just do it as simply as you can and as personally as you can. What does it mean to you? How has it changed you? And then find a place that you can put it, and so you will see it daily and be able to read it, and eventually you'll have it memorized. But I'm thinking that once we have read it daily and know it so well that it will become just that much easier to share with others that are around us, and it will keep us humble and grounded. Let me know in the comments below where you've placed your handwritten gospel so you can read it often. Hope you have a great day and see you next time.